Such a long while. Such a very, very long while. I apologize to nobody, but I am back. Mostly because I will be creating YouTube content, which possibly is not the best. And seeing as though I was trying to use NVIDIA GeForce to record audio, but to record audio and video, but for some reason that's not working. And I do not know why. Whether someone is watching or not matters not to me, but I will be playing One Step from Eden. It is a card deck building roguelike type of game where I suppose, well, you know what? Let's not be lazy on this one. Let's actually find out what this game is actually about. Let me try to find a description. One Step from Eden is a deck building roguelike with relentless real-time grid combat. Cast powerful spells on the fly, battle evolving enemies, find game-changing artifacts, make friends or make enemies. Just make it to Eden. Bosses push the limits of the grid and will keep you on your toes. Build your deck strong enough to make your way to Eden. Pull off dynamic destructive combos. Play as 9 unique characters with multiple kits. I played this game a little while ago, unlocked a few characters, but I have not played for so long. I remember when I did play this game, I didn't play it, well, I played it for a little while, and I sort of grasped how this all works, sort of, kind of, but not completely. Well, as you can see, this is the menu screen where you would choose your character, which you have a wide selection of them. As you go on throughout the game, you'll unlock them piece by piece by doing certain things, whether it be saving them or whatnot. Throughout the game, you're also given spells, you're given artifacts, and you're given a weapon to say if you run out of spells to use, you can always have your weapon to fall back on. Spells you get throughout the game as you progress through different fights. You unlock more spells. Artifacts you can obtain through battles or through shops, which you come across occasionally, and I believe the shopkeeper is one of the characters, as you can see here. But how to unlock her, I don't know yet. So far, I've only unlocked these few. Saffron is the starter character. She even has two modes, one chrono, one default. Obviously, default is when you first start the game, but you unlock other people as you go. Riva, who is a shield maiden and activist, a shield for the defenseless. Gunner, a mercenary hotshot, uses his gun to solve problems. Celicy, who is a self-proclaimed queen of the north. Hazel, who is a hexawan engineer, builds dangerous things. And Shisho, the judge, jury, and executioner. These are the only people that I have unlocked so far. And I guess I unlocked his costume somehow, but I don't know how. But we will be playing default Saffron, and we will go into the game. Remembering all the moves for every enemy, remembering what all your moves do. But this is essentially combat. You're able to move around the board. As you can see, the enemy on the right side is currently, oh, mouse got off the screen. The enemy on the right side is currently attacking, and that was a demonstration of getting hurt. I did that just so you could see what it looks like. But this is your standard grid. Obviously, as you go on through the game, other things will happen. There will be more effects that are going on. In the bottom left, you can see Q and W, where you have your two spells. Right next to the two spells, this blue, I guess diamond with 3 out of 3, that is your mana. You need mana in order to cast spells. Each spell or action costs at least the very minimum 1 mana. And I believe after every battle, you are able to get 1 of 3 spells. Or if it's a specific battle, you're able to get a artifact, which you will see on the top left in this menu underneath the name, your level, your health. I believe those are special credits for the store. That's about all I can really explain for right now, until I can remember any more. and then the bottom right, I don't know my directions, in the bottom right, you will see the stage that you're on, and by the end of it, at the end of this path, the boss right here, you'll see right here, it'll be Shisha. So that's sort of a way for you to prepare if you've played the game more than once and you've met most of the characters, well, most of the boss enemies. It's a way for you to know, well, this is who I'll be fighting. I should build this sort of deck to counter him or to be able to fight him, and I guess try to beat them as flawlessly as you can. But essentially, this is the combat. Well, not combat, but this is the game. You get to choose what directions you go. You get to choose your path, just like any other, well, mostly any other deck building roguelike, like Slay the Spire. You get to choose things like that. But for now, the path that I will take will be up here. And you do not press enter to confirm, you press Q. So enemies, all enemies have different attack patterns, they do different things. They have different attacks for different occasions. And ooh, apply 60 poison. I think I'm gonna go try to make a misery deck. Ah, speaking of decks, also, and when you level up, you're able to choose a different artifact. You're able to choose another artifact. Gain haste for 6 seconds when you shuffle. Haste, movement speed is doubled. Add 1 kunai to your deck when you shuffle. Shuffling is after you've used all your spells. Then it has to refresh. Just like if you were to play Slay the Spire, when you run out of cards in your hand, or when your deck runs out of cards, all your cards in the discard gets reshuffled back into the deck for you to reuse them again. So a kunai is a 0 mana cost item. Throw a knife up to 4 tiles away. That does 30 damage. Or I can gain 1 mana. 1 max mana. I think I'll do max mana, because in the long run, the more mana that you have, the easier it'll be to cast stronger and heavier spells. So let us continue onward. I think certain things, I don't remember fully, but certain enemies have, like I've said, every enemy has different attack patterns. They do different things. This cactus, every time I attack it, it tries to attack me back. And would you look at that? So, you know, it'll take me a small little bit of time to, you know, get back into the groove. Last time I played it, they didn't have things like Blade Ray. At least I don't believe so. Yeah, no, they didn't have this last time I played. There have been some updates since the last time I played. Mana Steel, that's also something new, and so is Reflector. At least I haven't seen it from the last time I played. But I think I'll go with Blade Ray. It's also, when you're playing deck building games like this, it's also good to make sure to not like oversaturate your deck, because if you have a bunch of good spells or good cards and you just keep adding on, it'll take longer and it'll be harder to pull those strong cards that you actually need, which might end up being your downfall in the long run. Also, there is an upgrade system in this game. Normally, from what I know, you'd get upgrades by going to the shop, buy upgrades with this money that's up here. You would buy upgrades and you'd be able to upgrade your cards. If they're already upgraded, it'll take, the more it's upgraded, the more upgrade it'll take. It's like this, as you see, Poison Dart has a 2x next to it. That means you'll need 2 upgrade points, which are down in the bottom right. But for this, since it's not upgraded yet, you can see it only needs 1 upgrade. And you can tell if something's upgraded by if it has a green letter next to it. That normally means that it's upgraded with a specific type of upgrade. And you can also buy removes to say to not oversaturate your deck. You can remove a card. So for now, I don't need to remove any cards and I can't upgrade anything. So let me take that off the screen. So I will be once again continuing on, and I believe this is a mini boss or a mini boss type of thing. So sometimes it's good to let your enemies attack for a little while and stay on your toes so you can know what they're gonna do to not get hit like I just did. But to know what they're gonna do and try to feel out their attack patterns. and try not to be stupid and take damage like I did. Yeah, I'm guessing this is money. If that increases, yes. So that is money. That is the in-game currency. Gain 1 max mana, restore 1 mana when you get hit, gain 3 shield when you cast a spell. Shield might be useful in the long run, so I'll take that. And as you can see, there is a legend in the middle left of the screen, around, well, right here. There is a legend that tells you what everything is. So the two swords are a battle. Distress is when you're able to save, I believe, a nurse or something of the sort, and you'll either get an artifact, you'll get health back, you'll be able to upgrade, things like that. Hazards normally are traps that you have to clear certain conditions in order to not take a massive amount of damage. A camp is just relatively where you heal. A shop is pretty self-explanatory. Treasure is also pretty self-explanatory, but in this game it's a little different than other roguelike games because you have to destroy the chest in order to get the treasure inside, which doesn't make a lot of sense to people. And what I just did was a mini-boss, which is this dragon's head right here. And at the end, as you may know, it is the boss. So seeing as I have money, but I do not want to spend it, I will go for treasure. We'll see what is there. See, like this, it has a time limit, and it also has shield on it. So you're supposed to try to destroy it before the time is up, and if you can't, then you will not get you won't get the treasure that's inside. Destroying those also gives you money that you collect. And you can also choose to not take things. Just because you're presented with the option to take something does not mean you have to take it. Like now, I'm gonna skip this because I don't need that. And throw a returning boomerang. There restores 2 mana on hit and roots the target. Create a column of fire. There's also many different ways to build decks. There's poison, there's fire, there's frost, there's what's over here called Trinity. There's a lot of things that can be done. I think I'm gonna go boomerang just for the fact that it can root enemies, and I need to stop using the mouse. But there's so much, and this game is really extensive. It's not, to my knowledge, it's not too much of a well-known game. But I enjoy playing it. And see this right here, this thing that's charging up every time I move. It'll charge up and continuously do damage to me the more that I move around if I'm in that line of fire when it goes to shoot. So every three movements that I make, it attacks. Until it's destroyed, of course. If there's things like flow, then there's a lot that there's a lot that can be done in this game. So very much that can be done in this game. Like this is new to me. This is something that I guess was added when they were updating the game, because I don't believe the game is in beta anymore. I'll have to check that. Shout out to every jam in your deck. Anchor, add 1 jam to your deck. Yeah. I don't need any of these as well, so I will skip them. Gain my experience and continue on. On to the boss. And I will try my best. I do remember, unless they've changed him, I do remember sort of how he works. Only a little bit though. Only a little bit. I only slightly remember how he works. Very slightly. I think they made him not as hard as he was before. But as I said, I'm extremely rusty, so I'm trying to take the time to relearn his movements. trying to take my time to relearn his movements, but he's not doing anything new yet. Yeah, they definitely dropped the skill level requirement. Because I do remember bosses being 100% harder, and you're at the end of every boss fight, you're also given the opportunity to kill the boss that you fought, or to spare them. If you spare them, the next rest stop that you go to, they will be there to also give you extra health or extra money. But if you kill them, I'm not 100% sure of the benefits. So I will just continue on, and I will not kill him. And at the end of it, they restore health to you, restore health to themselves, and then they will be on their way. And as you go on, obviously, things get more difficult. Things get a lot more difficult as you go on. Oops. Oops. And that'll be the end of that. But sometimes there'll be obstacles in the way, sometimes the ground will be broken. Ooh, this is a really good, really good card from last I remember, at least. As long as they didn't really change too much. Now, this I see often. When I used to play, I saw this often, but I do not know why it's red. Normally hazards aren't red. I guess it's saying that it's extremely difficult. Yeah, but normally hazards can have people to save. They can also have just nothing. It can be just something hazardous to destroy. I'm not too certain on all the different scenarios that hazard could bring. Flat earth, gain 10 shield for each broken tile. Yeah, tiles can break. Normally they can be shattered, and if they're hit again, then they'll break and you won't be able to move there for a limited amount of time. Shield beam. I don't think I'm actually going to take anything. Fire seems nice, but I will leave it there. And I will just continue on. And I think I'll go to the shop this time around. Yeah, see, this is a tricky situation that I have on my hands here. I couldn't save her because it was either kill them both or do nothing. So I didn't have lightning, which would have went straight past her because she would have still been hit by whatever attack that I did. What is rage? Let me see this. Rage. No, I'm okay. She would have been hit by anything that I would have thrown. That's why I didn't attack her. Ooh, our enemies start with 1 frost. That's pretty nice. I do feel bad for not saving her. However, I do what I can. If it can't be done, I won't stress too much over it. It's just something that can't be done. Like, most of the time you have to be able to be on your toes and make really quick decisions. Shard toss. Shard toss could be good. I'll take shard toss. But I think that for right now that'll be about it as far as decks go. Ah, yes. Now here is the shop. I believe she seems pretty moody with me because the last few times that I did play, I did attack her to try to fight her, and she is a tough person to beat. She is a very tough person to beat. There are also things here, artifacts. These are artifacts. You can pay health to get artifacts, and you can also donate blood to get more money, things of that nature. But I think I'll buy an upgrade or two. And packs are permanent stat boosts, but you have to deal with a certain condition for a certain amount of battles. It's like for Sell Wallet, you lose 5 money when you shuffle, and that only lasts for 2 battles, but you gain 5 permanent luck. Or Sell Magic, hit yourself for 5 damage when you cast a spell, and that only lasts for 1 battle, and you gain 1 remove a spell, one of these, of removal. I honestly think I'm gonna go for Sell Wallet. I'm fine with losing money. Also, you're able to change the focus of your build. I guess it's for the game to give you specific types of cards, but I haven't really delved too much into that. However, I also believe that it'll be there just to remind you what type of cards that you want to take. So, I'm not 100% sure on that. I'll have to look into that. But for now, I think I'll just buy a 3rd upgrade and upgrade my Smog. And then you're able to choose from one of 3 upgrades. So the white and yellow text that's at the top will stay the same, because that's just what the card does. What is underneath, which will be the upgrade, is in green. So for the first one, it'll be restore half your mana cost. So since it costs 3, it'll restore 1.5. The second one is consume, which will be removing it until the end of battle, and heal. Consume it and heal, and then you'll gain 5 max HP. And the last one is gain 10 shield, which I think I will go with. So, this. Double the HP, that doesn't do much. Restore half, that's 0.5. And this cast it twice. I think I'll take double cast. And I'll upgrade Post Knight. Costs 1 mana for half damage. Alright, Fragile. Or double cast for 6. I don't have 6, so I'll take this. And that is about it. That is about all that I need to do. Oops. And I shall be moving onwards. I'm just gonna skip on that. Yes. I am so bad at this.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Wow. Alright. That's fine.
NANI?!
I feel completely embarrassed that I died that early. Oh, poison killer. But I will let her live. On to the next. That's not too hard to. It's not too hard to deal with. Oh, need nothing there. That was a horrible show. Oh yeah, save. I guess people that you save can occasionally come back to help you. Yeah. No, I'm okay. I will take. Lose 1 mana, gain 3 mana, regen. I'll take sunglasses. On to the next. And that's it. Ooh, minefield is always nice. I'll take minefield. To attack. So enemies when frost does apply, yeah, I'll take that. I'm just doing worse and worse as time goes on. money. My reflexes are slower than they should be. Each are equal to the number of spells in your deck. Is that now? Yeah, that's fine. Monument. Now I'm okay. Not a level up though. Lost mention when use your weapon. Alright, I'll use this and I'll start using my weapon more.
Time to do.
There we go. Alright. I think he died before she did. I will take this. Ice and poison. Ice and poison. I'll go this way. And there we go. And now I'll go to the shop. See, now she looks happier. Before she looked evil. I don't know why. I guess maybe she looks better since I bought stuff from her. I don't know. However, it's a quick look back into the game, just to hop back in it and refresh, buff up on skills. This was just to refresh on the game, to introduce it, to explain some of the points that I know about it. That'll be all. Thank you, and I hope to see you next time. Peace.